Inserting and deleting rows and columns, as well as deleting cell contents. One of the beauties of Excel over something like a paper ledger is that it's very flexible, allowing you to either add or remove additional rows or columns as needed. However, let me sound one note of caution regarding rows or columns you may delete that may already contain data. Normally, the material contained in one or more cells in a row or column will be removed along with that row or column you delete. Thus, you may want to cut and paste the material it contains to move it elsewhere rather than to simply delete it, and you'll learn how to cut and paste shortly. If you mistakenly delete something you did not intend to remove, remember the undo function under the edit menu. For example, right now we haven't done anything yet, so it says can't undo, but normally it will list the last action you took in Excel. Now, to insert a row or column, you would point to the row or column where you want the addition inserted. So for example, let's say I want to add a blank line between the headings and the first entries here. So I'll go to my first row and click to select it. Now I'm going to select the Insert menu to open it, and I'm going to select Rows. And I've added a blank row. You'll also see that your Insert options comes up here. For example, you can format same as above, format same as below, or clear formatting. Let's say we want to add an empty column between the row headers here and the first column here. So we'd click on the B column and we'd press Insert Column. Notice that you could also do something like this. For example, we could go here, we could right click on the column or row we've chosen and choose Insert as well. So now I've inserted a second row. And the same would work for columns. You can right click and choose Insert. Now when you want to delete a column or row, you'd point to the column or row that you wish to delete, and then you can do one of a few things. You can choose Remove from the toolbar. You can also click on it on the row, right click and select Delete. Or you could go to the Edit menu and select Delete. You could also just select the row itself and click the Delete key on your keyboard. Remember that as you insert or delete columns, that as the worksheet changes, the formulas you may have already written or added to the worksheet will update automatically as long as you're using relative rather than absolute references. Now, to remove a single cell's contents, you can do it a number of ways. You can point to it and press Delete on your keyboard. And let's undo that so it still appears here. You can right-click on it and select Delete, or you can select Clear Contents. That will do the same thing, such as that. Or let's undo this again. Or you can go to the Edit menu and select Clear. And then your options here, which give you a little more control over simply Delete, or click Delete. This gives you a number of different ways you can remove material, and the same goes for rows. For example, if you really wanted to get rid of the contents of a cell, of a whole column or row, you could right-click on the column or row and select Delete or Clear Contents.